Congratulations to the new knights. Nigeria's rich cultural heritage is predicated on the diversity of the people. This was showcased at a fashion exhibition organized to mark Nigeria's 60th independence anniversary celebration. Anthony Forsen takes us through.
North to south, east to west, south-south, back to the middle belt, no part of the country is exempted from this rich show of Nigeria's fashion endowment. If you think it is for the royals and probably male alone, check this out. The legendary Queen Amina of Zaria, the Idomas, South George for women, or the Yoruba women's attire. They are all part of the collection, and this is a Nigerian women's endowment.
What we are seeing here today is how the fashion industry has evolved over the years, pre-colonial days till today. And we are seeing here the way that the different peoples of Nigeria have expressed themselves through their fashion, through what they wear.
If you talk about headgears, they are here on display for the royals and the commoners. This incredible and colorful exhibition takes you on a historical, educative, and informative journey of the people and tribes that make up Nigeria and their unique dress styles. It is fun to look back and assess the cultural settings that makes Nigeria unique.
Which means that even before the white man came, there was been some form of fashion statement by our people. I'm especially, impressed and excited when we got to the royal section, when we saw what the different attire of the different royalties have been, from the north to the west to the southeast to the south-south.
In the words of Bolanle Austin Peters, the exhibition is a departure from the typical static exhibition template, bringing to life some of the mannequins through a 3D mapping technology that animates the costumes, running different fabrics and outfits in a real time.
We have such a rich culture that the tendency to want to copy everything Western, which at times can be detrimental to morals, is something that we should sort of fight against. So this exhibition shows how elegant, how noble our forefathers were in their clothing, the way the women dressed, in the way the men dressed. The new trend of sagging, the new trend of girls being half naked, those are things that we're trying to disabuse by showcasing our history.
Fashion, which has always been a valuable part of our culture, with its place in Nigeria's history, cannot be ignored. This collaboration, the role of private participation in promoting Nigeria's rich culture, was harped on with a positive response.
For us at EcoBank, we're going to leverage it to support entrepreneurs in the fashion industry. We would also continue to support people in the arts and culture, which speaks to projecting Nigeria globally as a leading culture country.
Nigeria's journey, Circle of Fashion, integrates early 20th century influences on current Nigerian fashion, styles, and trends. Our fashion styles speak to where we are coming from, what language we speak, and how we self-identify.
Nigerians are a fashionable breed. We never hesitate to pull all the stops to look good, especially at social events. This has been a tradition pre and post independence. Uzeze Arure will walk us through the evolution of style in the last 60 years.
Nigeria is a country with diverse tribes, cultures, and traditions bonded by a rich history. Even in diversity, fashion has continually been an important aspect of the Nigerian experience, which is why the Nigerian fashion industry experienced tremendous growth and has made major impact in the fashion world. Before colonialism, Nigeria had a high sense of fashion dipped in modesty.
Before our independence, people dress in traditional attire, made in Nigeria, dyed in indigo.
The record of the Nigerian fashion industry tells the story of designers who garnered recognition through making pieces with local fabrics like adire, ashoke, batik, and more. Folashade Thomas Pham is one of the pioneers of the Nigerian fashion industry way back in the 60s, just when Nigeria gained her independence.
We made a few wedding dresses in ashoke. We call it fu, white ashoke. And you find that even when they do use the Western fabric of lace, they still add the hand-woven fabric to it. But Geliodu, they come away.
The 70s was a time of funky fashion, from large afros to loose tops, bell-bottom trousers, and other exaggerated European trends with outrageous block heels.
This is called conductor at that time because the men do this soft fabric that they use to make jacket shirts. They have epaulets on the arms and bogus collars.
Then came the 80s, which changed the dynamics of fashion, with Nigerians reverting to their roots by embracing traditional textiles, side-by-side cosmopolitan attires. The 70s was a combination of the previous decades. Young and old showcased the fusion of indigenous and Western looks with pride. However, the millennium ushered in the dawn of a new era of fashion for Nigerians. This created the present-day fashion that are authentically Nigerian, and they compete on the worldwide platform.
We have this zip here where you could actually unzip so that the head can go through the outfit, modernized. Back then we didn't used to have that. Now the buttons here, which used to be in the middle, we decided to create it by the side here, give it this flavor.
Today, style is still evolving with social media exposure and the Asoebi culture as catalyst for the dominance of the Nigerian designs.
Nigerians have been stylish since 1900. Am I right or am I very right? Moving on, Nigerians in Gombe have demonstrated that a strong bond truly exists among the diverse ethnic groups in that state. Emmanuel Akila reports that ethnic minorities made up of non-indigens thronged the government house in jubilation and appreciated the uncommon sense of belonging accorded them by the Nuwa Yaya administration.
If you call this a cultural festival, you may not be wrong, because it is a gathering of the non-indigenous ethnic groups in Gombe State to show their solidarity with the Nuwa Yaya administration for the appointment of a non-indigen as special advisor to the governor on inter-community relations. Governor Nuwa Yaya, who went down memory lane to recount the history of unity among the hundreds of ethnic groups in Nigeria, believes that all Nigerians have the right to participate in the affairs of the community where they live without bias.
God has blessed this country abundantly in human resources, in solid mineral resources, in hydrocarbons, and in agricultural resources. We have every reason to be proud of ourselves. We have every reason to accommodate one another, and we have every reason to make sure that we provide the grounds on which our children and great-grandchildren will come and enjoy and have peace and harmonious relationship.
Though all ethnic non-indigens were invited and are fully represented, the Igbos who traverse the length and breadth of the country to do business are in the fore at this gathering, especially that one of their own is appointed as special advisor to the governor.
The executive governor has not only been a peacemaker in the state alone, but a nationalist who by this single action has skyrocketed his name and his political career throughout the whole country to a nationalist who has what it takes to unite our country as one by appointing our body son as special advisor.
Unity is already here. It's the Igbos that are coming for the solidarity. But now you can see other ethnic groups in their thousands coming out, showing that we are one. And myself being in that portfolio, I think I am enjoying the tremendous support. Everybody is one in Gombe.
These people who have been in Gombe long before the creation of the state in 1996 say they never had it so good than in the present administration.
Nigeria should remain unified. Since our forefathers fought for the unity of the country, I think we should fight to sustain this unity and not to break it up.
The governor of Gombe State, Muhammad Inu Ayahaya, as Igbo gave him the name, Omudo, one of Ndibo. That means he's the giver of peace. You know, he's a person that gathers people together without any problem.
Speakers at the meeting concluded that in Gombe State, the question of indigene or non-indigene is a matter of theory, but in matters of development and peaceful coexistence, they are one people.
It's true, where there is peace, there is progress. That explains why the non-indigens are grateful. I will take